It is 19 July 2022. Today's Skidmark. It's one of the this and that and Warafak compositions, and I only handle headlines of a few interesting things that I see, the news feeds. But I just need to give you a little bit of a background. In the recent times, I've been subjected to a lot of criticism by friends and family and people that I don't know about my attitude and opinion around the current world affairs. And I'm just laughing. There's one thing about age. With that comes along memory. And I remember things that happened before many of my critics has been born. And it doesn't really bother me. And you would also need to take note, I'm an Afrikaner. So when I talk English, it's my second language. And you may find my accent strange, and you may find that there are certain concepts and words that I use differently than what natural English speakers would do. But that doesn't bother me. At least I can handle myself in English. The main thing is that with memory, you remember these things. You see a current thing happen and your mind goes back into times when something similar happened. Now, the discussions that I get involved in reminds me a lot about I almost want to call it the notorious referendum in South Africa, where the choice was yes or no about the regime. And I have done a skidmark about it. Actually, it was a brickmark. And doesn't matter what your choice was back then. You live in today's realities. And the West, especially the Western leaders, they forget something very important when they interact with Putin, or when they attack him, or they want to criticize him. Putin has seen a lot of Western leaders come and go, and he has a memory of how things worked out in the past. He is also acutely aware of the fact that the West in general is a bunch of liars, and they do not honor agreements. But that aside, I don't want to push my opinion onto you. All I'm trying to do is just to give you a different perspective, so that you can look at a thing from another point of view. And if you are open-minded and truthful to yourself, you will look at all these things from both sides and then form your own opinion. And I respect your opinion. You are entitled to that opinion, and that is the beauty of free speech. And we need to take in consideration that people's cultural background and their geographical situation will have an influence on how they see and perceive things that happen. For me, sitting here in South Africa, the southern tip of Africa, I can never have exactly the same experience and awareness of a situation that happens, say, in Hungary or in Poland. I can only look at the facts and make my deductions from what I see, but I can give an opinion. But that's where it ends. It's an opinion. And that opinion is formed by perceptions and information. And my personal cultural background and past experiences will play a big role in how I interpret those things that happen. And I'm not a guy that believes in this concept of hammering people for things that they did 40 and 50 and 60 years ago. People change. And if you are an intelligent person, your viewpoints change. And the things that you promoted when you were a 16-year-old hormone-filled teenager is totally different from what you do and see when you're a 45-year-old guy with teenagers in your own house. Teenagers that are your children. And that is how the world works. And it's the same, we've got this stupidity here in South Africa that there's a lot of these keyboard warriors that wants to draw Van Riebeeck into the argument. What foolishness is that? The fact of the matter is, we are living today, and we must deal with the things and the people that are actually alive and active today. But all right, let's leave that. That's just a little bit of background. Please hit the like, hit the subscribe. Thank you.